reimagine a community changing block by block.
All right.
Rethink neighborhood change, and you are a vital part of that revitalization effort. Be a part of this groundbreaking effort that creates beautiful spaces, a force that strengthens families and businesses alike.
All right.
Rethink what is possible when stakeholders collaborate for transformation. The potential of what can be, of what is possible.
So my role as a Chief Neighborhood Development Officer was created because of the mayor's commitment and focus on neighborhoods, but also his desire to be more strategic on that focus and to be really lever the city's resources that we're putting in play at the neighborhood. The MMRP program is a critical part, strategy, tactic as part of that effort because it focuses on some critical elements of rebuilding neighborhoods.
MMRP, Micro Markets Recovery Program, really started in 2011 as a response to the foreclosure crisis. We had neighborhoods in the city of Chicago that had been historically disinvested and were dramatically impacted by the downturn in the economy and the upswing in real estate foreclosures. There's a proliferation of vacant and abandoned housing everywhere. People were losing their homes. And so we came together with key community institutions, our community partners in these neighborhoods that were being impacted to try and sort of resuscitate those markets and help the people in those neighborhoods.
We focused on West Pullman because of, number one, the location. It is located pretty transit oriented. It's right off I-57, so it's accessible. You want to find an area that is attractive if you have kids, someplace where you can raise your kids. You want a place that's safe. You want a place that's accessible, and you want a place that's affordable. And I think West Pullman meets all of those.
I love where I am. I love to meet people, and that's what I do. I get up and I meet people. I talk to them. I have their input about what we're going to do. West Pullman is a family place. Everybody knows everybody just about. We are one big happy family. Yes, we are.
I was born and raised in the Back of the Yards community, also known as New City, and I have lived there all my life. It's Back of the Yards because it's in back of the old stockyards. Our Back of the Yards coffee house just opened on the corner of 47th and Hoyne. Schools are doing a lot better than they used to, getting better in rankings at the state level and at the national level. We also have a new Back of the Yards College Prep. Community organizing and modern community organizing as we know it started in Back of the Yards through the Back of the Yards Neighborhood Council. And I think the addition and buying a home in Back of the Yards now will pay off dividends in the future. Para todos mis amigos en el barrio de las empacadoras que a algún punto han vivido aquí en el barrio y que viven en otro lugar, este es su tiempo y esta es su oportunidad para venir para atrás al barrio y ayudarnos a hacer la comunidad una comunidad mejor para todos. Gracias.
Building community means a lot, right? So it's housing, it's schools, it's businesses, it's infrastructure. It's all of those things that make a vibrant community. And one of the things that I really like about the MMRP program is that it really is a grassroots effort where community gets together and they identify where those areas of need are.
So if you come to Auburn Gresham, you will certainly see beautiful, beautiful rows of historic brick Chicago bungalows, brick 2-flats, apartment buildings. So if you're looking to purchase your first home, Auburn Gresham is the perfect location to do that. If you're looking to be an investor or develop a property in the community, Auburn Gresham is perfectly suited for that as well. It's located right along the Dan Ryan Expressway, and 79th Street is one of the key commercial corridors in Auburn Gresham. You have 87th Street as well, but 79th Street is the busiest bus line in the entire city of Chicago. If you need access to downtown jobs, if you're looking for great, strong housing, Auburn Gresham is the place to be.
We knew that sort of a scattered strategy was not really going to be impactful, and so we looked at providing resources in very tight markets, very tight geographic areas to intensify positive impact of the programming.
Chatham is the place to be. I have no idea what you're waiting for. Come now.
Chatham is the place. I am so happy to be home. Home is something that is evocative. You know it when you feel it, when you sense it. I've never been in a community that was welcoming, that was open, that was engaging, that was smart, that was funny, that was well educated, that was passionate. It was me, and it can be you. So come on back. Come home.
Come home
to Chatham.
Home to Chatham.
Right.
Garfield Park has the amenities for family, the housing stocks for families, the institutions for families, and then again, dedicated residents that have been fighting for equality and justice and a safe place to live for many years and for years to come.
You get some of those first key houses done, rehab, lived in. You get homeowners talking about how happy they are to be part of the neighborhood again and to be weaving that social fabric together. And then it's just contagious. The positive investment it spills over and it becomes contagious. And I think that has been that's the fundamental work of NHS, but it's also been the fundamental work of MMRP. We really do have 77 communities in Chicago, and all of them can be great places to live.
We've had rehab and reoccupancy of buildings throughout all of the areas. We've had, on the multifamily side, more than 100 buildings have been rehabbed and reoccupied in the time of the MMRP program. And on the single family side, what we've done is we've tried to acquire the buildings for resale to new homeowners. And in the last year alone, we've had 28 new home buyers, virtually all of them first-time home buyers and virtually all of them rehabs of vacant buildings.
Austin is the place to be. Like no other community in Chicago. You're going to miss it if you don't come here, because before you know it, Austin is going to be the hottest place. Chicago Avenue is about to blow up, and not even 5 years from now, everybody's going to be like, oh man, I looked at a house in Austin, but I decided to move somewhere else. You're going to miss out.
I feel extremely fortunate to come into MMRP as a director at this particular time because it's already proven itself to be a best practice. And the next step is kind of moving the ball closer to the goal line of reoccupying communities with homeowners and really instituting and rooting our communities in home ownership as it was 20, 30, 40 years ago. I think that a lot of the communities that we're talking about were built and developed on the backs of the Great Migration, African Americans who came in and worked one, and like my father, two jobs to make ends meet, but also created a sound base. Reestablishing that for the city of Chicago is something that is heartfelt for me.
I live in the Chicagoland area, and for me, it's everything that I imagined that it would be. I recognize that there's a lot of stuff that needs to be changed, and I want to be a part of that change. And it's the first time I really wanted to be a part of something bigger than what I am now.
If I had one single phone line for first-time homebuyers, someone unplugged it in 2008 and didn't plug it back in until 2013. We've been hard hit by the foreclosure crisis. In 2011, in our 32 square block target area, we had 123 vacant properties. And today we have less than 40 in that same area. So our work is not done, but we've made huge strides towards reoccupying these vacant buildings. We've been especially proud here in West Humboldt Park that we've led our efforts through homeownership. When a first-time home buyer buys and rehabs a vacant property, it sends positive ripples throughout the block and community.
A dream. It's like a dream come true.
It is.
It's the biggest, greatest blessing, one of them that God has blessed us with. It feels like a dream to come home. And with the help of NHS and LS, we were able to make our dreams come true.
Inglewood was the community. 63rd and Halsted was the location where you can go to get everything. When I say everything, whether it was retail, whether it was going to the doctor, whether it was buying a car, whether it was going to the movies, whether it was banking, 63rd and Halsted was the hub for economic development. You really didn't have to leave the community to travel anywhere to get anything. You stayed right inside your community to get everything you needed. And what we're seeing now in 2017, 2018, we want to restore that. We want that to be the living, walking place that you can go to in your community.
It's a good time. It's a good time for the city of Chicago. It's a good time to look at our communities through MMRP and others as neighborhoods of choice. And I'm very excited to be a part of it.
Housing is one part of life. It's not everything. And I think what we have really tried to do is connect our MMRP strategy to a larger community and economic development strategy. So where we've seen success, literally taking back areas block by block by block, we want to tie that into our efforts on overall economic development, such as commercial corridors, making neighborhoods of choice. To that degree, the MMRP program has been a significant contributor and started that process. And I think it's very important and incumbent upon the department and the city as a whole to invest in neighborhoods, areas, commercial strips that continues to support and bring value to the homes where we have seen successes with MMRP.
What are you waiting for? Join us in the City of Chicago partnership. Bring your imagination to life. Rebuild and revitalize with us. The possibilities of what can happen are endless. ReImagine Chicago.